You'd be so pretty if you lost 15 pounds. That's what my grandma whispered in my ear right before my high school prom, right before the biggest night of my teenage life, right after my dad literally teared up seeing me at the top of the stairs like I was the star of a movie. That one sentence snapped the moment like a cheap necklace. Let me back up. I'd saved up months working at a coffee shop that smelled like burnt hope and sour milk. The secondhand espresso machine hissed at me every morning at 6 a.m., but it was worth it, because I'd finally bought this emerald green dress that hugged all the right places and made me feel powerful for the first time ever. I even splurged on getting my hair done by someone who didn't also cut dogs on the side. My parents had invited extended family over to take pictures and do this whole see her off to prom thing. Super sweet in theory, but this is where the emotional ambush began. I spent hours getting ready, makeup on point, nails done, hair curled to within an inch of its life. My palms were literally sweating when I came down the stairs because, big shock, I'm not someone who likes being stared at. But when my dad saw me, eyes full of that sparkly emotional dad pride, I felt beautiful, just for a second. Then I hit the bottom step, and Grandma hit me. Not physically, just with one of those weaponized passive-aggressive sighs that could power a wind turbine. You know the one. The long, theatrical exhale of judgment. She grabbed my arm with her cold, bony fingers and steered me into the corner of the room like we were about to exchange state secrets. I could smell her weird old lady perfume, powdery with just a dash of judgment. And then she said it. You'd be so pretty if you lost 15 pounds. With this smile, like she thought she was doing me a favor, like she was handing me the keys to lifelong happiness in the form of body shame. And then, as if that wasn't enough, she turned around and beamed at my cousin Emma. Oh, you're just about my size at that age. Want to try on my prom dress? Like clockwork, the whole room's attention shifted to Emma. She looked slightly horrified, but Grandma was already in motion, practically sprinting to her car to get her sacred vintage dress, stored in a preserved box, like it was the Shroud of Turin. I stood there with my cup of punch, which now tasted like betrayal and aspartame, watching Emma awkwardly twirl in this pastel pink puffball while Grandma fussed over her like a royal seamstress. Meanwhile, I faded into the background like a stagehand in my own damn life. My phone buzzed. My prom date was 10 minutes away, but the idea of him walking into this awkward beauty pageant trauma circus made my stomach turn. My mom noticed. She pulled me aside and asked what Grandma had said. When I told her, she didn't even flinch, just kind of sighed, that same sigh. Except this time it wasn't judgment, it was recognition. She did the same thing to me, Mom whispered. Before my prom, I didn't eat for 2 days. I swear time paused. Like suddenly this wasn't just my pain, this was generational, a toxic family heirloom. Instead of a brooch or a locket, we passed down body shame and food guilt. I went to the bathroom to breathe, stared at myself in the mirror. For one moment, I thought about taking the dress off, throwing on sweats, calling it a night. But then I remembered all the mornings I got up at 4:30 a.m. to open that damn cafe, the blisters on my feet, the customers who snapped their fingers at me, the tips I squirreled away dollar by dollar. I earned this dress. I earned this night. I wasn't gonna let one powdered ghost of toxic femininity steal that from me. So I fixed my lip gloss, flipped my hair, and walked out like I owned the place. Grandma barely noticed. I think she was still fluffing the sleeves of her ancient cupcake dress on Emma, like she was styling for Vogue, 1962 edition. Later that night, I overheard her on the phone. Such a shame. That dress fit Emma like a glove, but her sister's daughter? Never in a million years. Her sister's daughter. Not even her granddaughter anymore. That hurt more than I expected. I should have been dancing, laughing, making memories. But instead, I spent half the night second-guessing every bite of food and every selfie angle, all because of 15 stupid pounds. I still wore the dress, still smiled in pictures, but I carried that moment like a splinter under my skin for years.